to see like what exactly he needs out of the property in order for him to kind of move on with the process. Because I'm talking with the geotech people and I'm not entirely sure what the city wants.
Right,
So,
do you have his business card? Is that what
yeah, I just grabbed 2 of them. So.
Yeah, he's been sick the past couple of weeks. He's had to take some time off, so it's just hard. If you send him an email, his email's on there.
I already sent him an email. I haven't received anything back.
Hi there.
Come on in. Sorry. We've been on phone calls after phone
No, I appreciate you interrupting a meeting to meet me. Thank you.
calls.
Yes.
I recognize you more like your daughter.
Thank you for doing that. I appreciate your time.
Let me move down off my chair.
Sure.
Just sitting there.
Can I just sit right here? Okay. So I am here to talk about, generally, the behavior of Stormy before she yelled at me the other day in between the glass as I was attempting to get served.
Served?
Sure.
Get served papers?
No, just get served by the city of Winlock.
okay.
Our water had been turned off.
Okay.
And there was some miscommunication with that.
Okay.
And so first, I want to state that I do have a complaint against Stormy for her behavior because she yelled at me.
Okay.
Beyond the yelling, there had been quite a few interactions over the past 18 months that
You're not, for some reason I thought you were somebody who had just moved into the area. Okay, all right. I'm maybe trying to get my facts.
Sure.
correct.
Well, we just moved. I mean, we lived in the area, but then we just moved so now we're getting utilities from the city of Winlock.
I see, okay.
We were in the general area, but
I
we weren't within the city limits. And so, yeah, we came down because our water had been turned off, and we found that out by trying to get water. And so water got turned off. It's no big deal. My husband makes a call down here. Stormy answers the phone, and my husband is inquiring about why our water got turned off. And Stormy's response was, "Well, if you don't pay your bill, your water gets shut off." So not a proper response, I would say, for someone who is supposed to be serving the public. And it also infers that we didn't pay our bill, and it's certainly not a charitable way of looking at it, and quite rude, to be honest. But that's beyond the point. So we came down to deal with it because then she tells us that you guys are closing at 4 o'clock, and so we came in to deal with it. It was at 3:30, and so we wanted to get our water turned back on. So we come in.
Am
Go
I
ahead.
mistaken? Because I thought, and it might be, and this is something I am looking at, because there are issues with the way the water is turned off, and I apologize. First off, I apologize that I think there are issues that are beyond how it's how it has always been,
Yeah.
and it isn't always correct. So I think there are issues, and then there's
Sure.
a lot of pressure, but I thought she had talked to somebody. Are you the person, or maybe your husband, that it was a moved in and an iCloud payment, or not a paper payment, not a paper, and she corrected that online, or is that?
That might be us.
I was hearing a conversation before I left, and
Sure.
I thought I heard that conversation, but
We didn't know you were in the building.
I
No,
was
that
in
could
the
have been
building during the phone call, not
when we came down.
Not when you
Okay.
came down.
That sounds correct.
Okay.
And again, and some of this is not Stormy's fault.
Yeah.
And so that's totally fine. She was
Okay.
really
I'm
concerned.
just trying to make sure I'm on the right track here.
Yeah, so we moved into a rental. So on the iCloud, and I briefly looked at it. It looks really cumbersome, and that might be because we're in a rental. So there's like a rental history that we're able to see because
Weird.
it's tied to the address. It's not tied to us. And so I've just decided that I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with the iCloud. And Stormy did tell me that was the only way I was going to be able to do this or that, was I had to be able to access the iCloud, which no, it's not. If I want to come in here and I want to inquire if I have questions about my water service, if I want to pay my bill here, I'm allowed to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just don't think that one, she doesn't seem to understand proper etiquette when it comes to dealing with the public. I got yelled at the other day. But beyond that,
I heard that it was not appropriate.
no, and beyond that though, she interrupts, and I don't even think she does it on purpose. It's just like maybe the way that she's communicated, but it's a real problem when you're in kind of customer service. I mean, she's serving the very people who are paying her and allowing her to eat and pay her bills. So when you interrupt all the time, even if it is just a bad habit, you're not able to hear the question that's actually being asked. And so it leads to frustration because she cuts you off in the middle of a sentence, answers a question that I'm not asking, then I have to re-ask the question 3 or 4 times. And so when we came to the window, she was talking over my husband. There's already this glass here with a 2-inch hole that I'm supposed to be able to hear her. She starts speaking over my husband. I can't understand what's going on. And so I asked, could you please stop? Please stop. And she has a problem with interrupting and being rude. And then that is what led to her yelling. That's just totally inappropriate behavior. It's even worse over the phone because you're not able to have this like face-to-face interaction where I can see in moments where you're getting ready to speak and I might stop because this is how naturally a conversation occurs. Is like there might be a little interruption. I understand that. But over the phone, it's impossible to have a conversation with her. So that the phone conversations, that's been 3 different conversations that myself or my husband has had with her.
Over this one bill?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is now a.
Can I ask what?
Sure.
What? So
the bill is no issue. The water is no issue.
Okay.
None of that is an issue
All right.
anymore. We came
Okay.
in. We got the water taken care of.
Okay.
I do understand again, and I'm trying to be charitable to Stormy that we're in a rental. Other people's names are tied to that address on the
Just
cloud. It gets confusing
weird.
here.
Uh-huh.
And so what had happened is that the previous renters didn't pay their bill. So by the time we moved in and we didn't pay our bill past I think 5 days or whatever, it got shut off. Which
Is
to
rough.
us that means like we were gonna pay our bill. We weren't even late, and we got no proper notice. So our water was just shut off.
I want to say
Yeah.
that there is, I believe, a procedural issue that causes a lot of harm to my citizens and to my staff because the staff is caught in between. And can you imagine maybe 40 of you coming in upset?
Sure.
And she was inappropriate, and she acknowledged it, and then she felt bad, and there's other stuff. But I want to be very concise here.
Mhm.
Okay, you said this is 3 times. For me to make an argument about the way our system is run, I need to understand all of your issues so that I can write them down, please.
Sure.
And we had another gentleman come in whose water was threatened to be turned off and stuff, and it was very good. He stood, he got on the agenda, and he made a case for it. And I'm going to be talking to him. It was before I was mayor. I said, I am going to deal with this.
So his water was shut off and he did not
He
get
did
proper
not.
notice,
He
which is
did-
also against
no,
the law.
He didn't get it shut off, but he almost was,
Yeah.
But, so,
My complaint is not about the water. I do understand.
okay.
I do understand. I can see that behind the scenes that there are some issues, some kinks that need to get worked out
Yeah.
so that citizens are getting proper notice if their utilities are going to get turned off. They get a proper amount of time.
do you get the shut off notice, or did that
So,
go to the prior
and this is what I mean, like,
mayor?
this is not my main complaint because we're still not receiving mail. Our mail got backed up at the post office. And then this morning when I went to go fix my mail, I did ask them to save me a trip to the city this morning. Hey, do they send the shut off notices through you guys? And they said yes, which means we didn't get one, and that's not the city's fault.
Right.
That's not the city's fault.
But-
Our mail was
But I'm
backed up, so I
hoping to
get that.
I'm hoping to get a 24-hour hanger on the door at least.
I think that's more appropriate because
It gives you that moment to run down at night and go,
yes,
oh shoot.
and people who for whatever reason don't get their mail, and it also
Yeah.
takes out the middleman of the USPS as far as delivering very important information as far as your utilities are about to get shut off and you have children at home, you know?
So that's one of the things I have to put all the thoughts, so you
Sure.
did not get your mail.
I
New
don't
renter.
know as of yet if
Okay.
I was given proper notice by the city. I also inquired to, my main complaint here today is
Okay.
Stormy.
I
Because I
understand.
inquired to Stormy whether or not a shut-off notice was sent to my address. I want to know because I haven't received one, and my water just got shut off. She keeps telling me that I have to go to the app. I have to look in the app. There's no way for her to look that information up. Okay, well, no. If I do a public records request here and I ask for all the metadata off of that computer, off of what she does for her job, I'm going to be able to get all of that information. I'll be able to tell if a shut-off notice was sent to my specific address or anybody else's
Do you
address.
have a P.O.
But
box
she
or
is
an
telling
address?
me, she keeps telling me that she can't give me this information. So she can give the information. She just, and again, I think it's really ignorance. It's not maliciousness. It's that she doesn't know that she actually has this information, and two, that we, the people, the citizens of Winlock, we get to have access to that. I get to come in and ask questions about my bill and about the process in which my water got shut off. And you don't just get to tell me that you don't know, or that I have to access an app in order to get
Yeah,
that information. That is an improper way to be dealing with the public, and then to yell at the public. It's really bad. It's really bad. And again, I don't think she does it maliciously, but she needs to be trained or something on how to properly deal with the public. If she would have asked me some leading questions like, well, did you get a shut-off notice? Or, well, did you pay your bill online? She asked no questions. She came off very accusatory. Your water gets shut off if you don't pay your bill. And then interrupting over and over, it's totally inappropriate. So that is my chief complaint today. I appreciate that you're going to look into the process in which utilities are provided.
And I have we have done some disciplinary actions, but I can't, you know.
Is it accessible by a public records request?
Well, you're gonna see some emails, but I think that, I would hope that, of course, anything is accessible. I will tell you that probably your mail went out because there were 150 that went out. 150.
Yeah.
If you were to ask how many went out, 150. So does Stormy know how many of those people actually physically got it? Probably not, because she doesn't know if the mail was delivered to your house or to a post office.
Right.
Her thinking is, because I said I need to see how many shut-off notices we're getting. How many late notices are we getting?
Mm-hmm.
I said that's unacceptable that we have 150, and it's unacceptable that we have 30 shut-offs. I said we have to do something different. But for her, you're talking about somebody who has done the same job for a long time, and things are changing, and changes do.
How long has she been here? Do you know? How long has she been with the city?
Let me see if I can turn this off. I'm sorry. I don't know. But, quite a while.
4
And-
years or 15 years?
More towards, 11 to 15, I would
okay.
think, and the world has changed a lot,
Mhm.
and so, if you did a public records request, you'd probably see that your name was on the list, because it probably just came through the computer. And does she know who each one of those people are?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. Well, she should. She's the one that does the billing for the water and sewer, right? She's the
Well,
water and sewer clerk.
Right.
So I'm assuming that
Right.
our water and sewer superintendent is not the one sending out shut-off
Right.
notices. She is the one that is doing all of this. So I don't expect her to know my name off the top of her head or my address, but for me to ask the question and for her to tell me that there's no way to actually get me that information, you're the one that sends out the notices.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that you don't have some sort of a list here.
I think it's just a matter of semantics and probably frustration on her part, so, I'm sure.
Well,
that
and
you will
people can be frustrated, and look,
Yeah. And I'm
Mayor
not
Victoria,
making
I
ex-
understand, like, I
making
am a bit
excuses.
spicy too. I am not the easiest person all the time to get along with. I do know that about myself. But I come off strong and I have some strong words, but I didn't cuss at her. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't yell at her. And in fact, I got yelled at by a city employee. And so I guess
I'm
where we
not
were
ex-
going.
I'm not excusing that at all. I'm not excusing that. I am just, I can't, you can probably find stuff out by public records request. You can, but if you.
What is the spirit of a public records request? Like, what's the purpose?
Well, to me, because I've done my share, you know, and have you come to the council meetings?
A few, yeah. I have
Oh.
small children, so, you know,
Yeah,
it's
but
few
I'm-
and far between.
Well, I would listen to them if you can. I'm trying to post them on YouTube so that you can. But,
Lovely, I love that, thank you.
Yeah, because as much as I don't want to see myself on camera,
Yeah.
I feel like it's very important that you see the nuance of,
Yes, I agree, I agree.
stuff. So they're on my page because,
Okay,
but I've made public records requests because I couldn't find the information. I'm trying to alleviate some of that by making sure the information is out there. But we are not going to put people's, hey, 150 people, here are your shut-off notices. We're not going to put that online.
no,
So the spirit of the public records request, I would have no difficulty fulfilling a public records request if you said, can you show me where I got my, but I think you probably did. It may not be in your mailbox yet because our postal service is notoriously little late.
yeah, I'm not at all talking
Yeah.
about that. What I'm
I guess
I'm more trying to understand. I'm
Oh.
trying to understand what your opinion or feeling is behind the Public Records Act.
Oh,
And
I
the
think-
reason I'm asking that is because you
The
had
pu-
just
it's
got done
your
telling me,
city.
you just told me that there has been some disciplinary action with Stormy.
Okay.
And then it seems like you're not comfortable completely telling me exactly what that is. And I don't necessarily need to know what that is. But my next question after you said that was, is this information that you're withholding right now, is this information that I would be able to access via a public record?
Possibly. I don't know.
And if it
So-
is, wouldn't it save the city time and money and myself time and money if you could just tell me
so
what
I'm-
it is
I'm
that
gonna-
happened,
I'm
so
gonna-
that we don't all have to go through the process of a public records thing?
So I'm going to tell you a couple things, and this is where I'm new in a couple areas.
Mhm.
One is I'm not accustomed to dealing with union employees.
Oh, these are union employees.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I am not 100%
Huh.
in my bailiwick. I've had lots of businesses and I've had a lot of employees.
But union is way, way
It
different.
is way different. So I'm not exactly sure where I can go with you at this moment.
Sure, I appreciate that. Thank
Okay,
you. Yeah.
It is a different ball of wax.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not that I'm trying to be reluctant. I think I made myself very clear. I want transparency, but there are areas I don't know about,
Right.
and I have to be very, very careful about.
So if I were to make a public records request for
I would-
anything,
I would
then
have
it
to-
goes
I'd
goes
have
to
go
the clerk,
legal. No,
right?
we have to go to legal.
Oh,
for this.
okay.
And
And
then
then,
it would
yeah,
just
you guys
cost
would go to
me-
legal. Yeah,
Because
that's interesting.
I am asking you, as a new mayor,
Mhm.
to give us a couple of months. Just give us a couple of months. I mean, I walked in being hated in here, and I think it's already changing. I think they're already going, oh gosh, she wants good things for us,
Mhm.
and she's going to help our workload. So, you know, I'm trying to put in some processes and procedures and things that will help not only the citizens but the employees. So they're not running like, ragged. Because there are things that I thought, why is this going on? Well, now I'm back there and I'm going, because you guys are just being run ragged by everybody. So I've instituted a simple policy is that no more council members, attorneys, Joe Blow public, anybody asking them to put something on an agenda sooner than this period. All bills will be cut off by this period. They'll be paid twice a month, but you're not going to be up Friday night trying to get them all, every bill into the council next Monday morning. I said, this is crazy the way it's being done. Just have to have some procedures and people have to plan ahead. So,
Right. And I get that, and that definitely seems like a good goal for a new mayor to have, is to get organized and streamline things and get things to be efficient. None of that is my chief complaint here. My chief complaint is that you have an employee who is rude and inconsiderate and yells at people on the other side of the glass. Not only just yells, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more, not only just yells, but approaches the glass very quickly and forcefully and aggressively. If there wasn't glass in between that I know is actually meant to protect the city from us plebes, I would think that she was going to jump over the counter and attack me. I mean, she came fast and pointing her finger. I think she was pointing her finger, actually. It was very aggressive. So that's my chief complaint.
I have been told, I've been told it was inappropriate.
Yeah, and I can't even think that with all of her interrupting and then her yelling at me, there is no way that I am the only person that she has treated like some little peasant, and I'm not going to be treated that way.
No,
I'm not going to be treated that way. So, but then there was another thing that I wanted to.
So wait, I want to stop you there because I do understand, but I'm going to just tell you, there is no firing Stormy, okay? There is no firing her as a union employee on this one incident. It is a write-up. It is take a couple of days off. That is what you do with a union employee.
Okay.
That is what you can do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right, and you already answered. You said that there was disciplinary action. I'm going right back to the very beginning. Yes, it's been taken care of, is what you've told me.
If there is another step, with union employees, you must document. All right.
Okay.
And that's all I can do. All right.
Sure. And then.
So then there was another thing. Yeah.
Yes. I was called, and what I would like to do is I have a complaint. I have a formal complaint against Stormy. I do not want, I really don't want, and I know it may seem like this to some people, I really don't want to have these negative interactions in my life.
No.
And I do live in Winlock, and I do have to come in here, and I really don't want to have these negative interactions. And I know that to some people it may seem like I'm trying to do that, especially because I record all of my conversations with government officials. I do it all the time.
Mine?
I am.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now.
Sure.
I do not mind that you recorded me, but you are not legally allowed to sit there and record me without saying I'm recording you.
That's not true.
It is a dual party state. I'm going to tell you, I
Sure,
don't care,
sure.
but I'm going to say for the record, you go look at the law. Your police officers can't record without saying you're on the record. Now you can record it if you don't show it to anybody. You can have it for you, but not to go display.
Are you in your official capacity as mayor of Winlock right now during this conversation?
You still have to say I'm recording.
Are
or let me
you
know.
acting as mayor of Winlock in your official capacity in this
Of course,
conversation?
and I do not care that I'm being recorded.
That's fine. I guess the point I'm coming from is you seem to be very sure that you're correct, and I'm telling you that you are 100% incorrect. You are incorrect, and
It is a two-party
record
state.
That is for private conversations. That is not a private individual recording their government. It's a very different thing when you are acting in or behaving in your role in government.
Perhaps, but I still think you have.
And I get that it makes a lot of people uncomfortable.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable. I wish you would have said I'm recording my conversation.
Right, which would express discomfort. I mean, there's always a level of discomfort. I understand that. I get that. The thing is, if I do come in and I say I'm recording this conversation, I find that these conversations go very differently. And I'm not necessarily hiding anything. If I wanted to, I could sit here like this. I'm not going to because I understand really off-putting. And that's also what I was attempting to do the other night when I was here. I always record. I set my phone here so it's not in Stormy's face or in Maureen's face, because that could be considered rude, and I'm not completely tone deaf. So I set it down so it catches the audio. And I did catch her yelling at me. And honestly, I wish my phone were like this, because I would have caught her running towards the window in an aggressive manner and yelling. And that is why I record, because I was just yelled at, you know? So I really don't do it to try to get underneath people's skin. But I'm going to continue to do that, because, I mean, if anything, it just proved the point that you must always record your government, because at any point in time, they're going to yell at you or accost you or assault you and then lie about it. And I do know that to be true from my own personal experience, which is why I record everything now.
Oh, I've never been accosted by my government before, but okay.
Yeah, well, everybody has their own stories, you know, and so there's that.
So anyway, you were saying.
Well, I get that because of your reaction to the recording, I wonder.
I'm fine. I am a little surprised, but that's fine. I'm over it. But I will double check.
Sure.
But I think that, you know, a surreptitious report, which I would call that surreptitious. My phone's laying here. This phone's laying here.
Sure.
You know, it was a little off. I was.
It
like,
is off-putting.
Yeah.
It is off-putting to a lot of people who work in government,
Oh,
and
not
it's
to me.
because
Come on, to
generally,
anybody,
it.
right?
I mean,
Anybody?
maybe.
Anybody?
But the thing is like, this is the level of scrutiny that has to happen when you enter a public office. And that is what you ask for when you enter into public office, and that's what you get when you work for the people. When you work for this great union and you have a great paying job and all the medical benefits and all the things that everybody else has to work their ass off for.
Do you know what I'm paid?
You get to scrutinize people.
Do you know what I'm paid?
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
But do you know what I'm paid?
No, I don't. I'm not talking about you.
$500 a month.
It doesn't. So that part doesn't necessarily apply to you, but all of these things, they do apply. And at the end of the day, it's not against the law, so I shouldn't be treated. I shouldn't be treated less, like I'm less than, or like I'm trying to provoke reactions, which I do think that is what Maureen thought. When all of this is said and done, I tried to get Maureen, because in the moment I thought Maureen was her boss, because Maureen was behaving as a manager, as a city clerk should behave. Calm demeanor, walked out. She answered my questions I was never interrupted. She went to speak. I actually stopped speaking and said, go ahead. She says, no, you go ahead. So I finished my question. She listened to my questions, so she answered all of my questions. She was very polite. And I don't even want to say that this is a complaint, but I just want to point out the hypocrisy that Maureen tells me that she thinks that I am behaving passive aggressively, which I disagree. I wasn't passive. I guess someone could take my the way that I speak and the way that I behave as maybe aggressive. I mean, but we would have to define the word aggressive. Anyway, so I would disagree that I am passive aggressive, but her comfort level with looking at a complete stranger, a citizen of Winlock, and telling me that I am passive aggressive, and then point blank asked if this type of behavior over here from Stormy yelling at the public, if that is appropriate, and she won't say. So you're gonna say that I'm passive aggressive, but we all just witnessed one of your employees yelling at the public, and you have no opinion about that. So I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy there. I guess, so we can just wrap this up and not take all day, because I don't want to take all of your time. I do have a formal complaint. I'm tempted to turn it in anyway, but I really don't want any problems. I would consider not turning this in if Stormy wanted to apologize to my face for yelling at me.
I can ask her.
Sure.
But if she were to apologize, would you just say thank you, or would you want to talk to her?
I can say thank you. Yeah, I'm speaking to her boss. And now I'm actually really interested to know more about the union as well. So there's nothing that, I don't have any desire to ask her questions or anything. I'm speaking to you. That was my intent today. You're her boss. I'll find out more about how the union goes and all of that.
I'm learning all that too.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with just with just keeping it quick and an apology and then moving on.
That would be, I don't think she can handle much more than that, okay?
Okay.
If you can understand that.
I do understand that.
I think it was emotional for her. I will be right back. I can't make any promises, but I will be right back.
Sure.
Thank you. Could that not be recorded?
I now I absolutely record everything. There was a day, the day before I got yelled at, where I probably recorded like 85%. That is never happening again. The fact that I'm in here and not recording faces, and I might be recording faces every time I come in. No, absolutely not. I'm recording everything. And look, it's her choice. I'm totally fine either way. I can leave that with you guys and you can put that in her file, or I can take it and she can say, I'm sorry, and we can all move on.
I will go ask her the question.
Okay. Hi there.
I am totally sorry. I agree, I was wrong. I should not have done what I did. I'm sorry.
I appreciate
I
that.
realize that after taking some time back and relaxing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
I think I will just take this and
Please call me if you have my cell number.
sure.
I have my cell phone. Try to have it on top. If there's ever a problem, call it. Okay?
Yes, absolutely. Gosh, there was one more question about, what was it, the union or?
I don't even know anything about the union.
Yeah,
really,
I
but-
can't remember what it was. I'll follow up with whatever that question was. I can't remember.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Do you have
I really appreciate
do
you
have my
meeting.
email address?
Well, I got your card when I was here
It's just
a
Mayor
couple days
at City
ago.
of Winwood.
Okay. Seriously, thank you very much for interrupting whatever you were doing to meet with me. I know I didn't call you back from this morning. I figured I'd come right here because I was
And
in the
I'm not
area.
here all the time. I work full time and I have a disabled husband, so
Okay.
I'm in and out, in and out.
You're a busy
But
lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's okay. This is why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
This is why. Because believe it or not, you could be me. I mean, or I could be you.
Yeah.
Because I've had my issues, okay?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'll let you get that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.